Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt dizzy? Like your legs are not quite there for you the way they used to be? Maybe it's subtle. You brush it off at first. Oh, I must have been sitting down for too long, or I just need to stretch more. But deep down, you know it didn't used to be this way. Or maybe it's not you. Maybe it's someone you love. Your mom. Your husband. Your favorite aunt. You watch them get up slower these days. You notice they hold on to the wall a little more. They hesitate before taking that first step. And your gut whispers something that you try to ignore. Something's not right. Let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about how fast strength can disappear without us even noticing? Because it's not always dramatic. It doesn't come with alarms. We tell ourselves it's just age. But listen, what if it's not just age? What if those weak legs were a warning that your body needs something? And here's the truth that most people don't talk about. Your legs are often the first part of your body that starts to get weak. Because they carry everything, your weight, your balance, and your independence. And when they weaken, everything else starts to follow. Now, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to give you hope. Because there are ways to fight back. You don't need expensive treatments or complicated routines. Sometimes it starts with what's on your plate. That's right, food. Simple, everyday foods that can protect your legs, fuel your muscles, support your bones, and maybe even reverse some of that loss you thought was just normal. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 powerful foods every senior should be eating before it's too late. We'll talk about what's really going on inside your body when your legs feel weak, why certain nutrients make all the difference, and how 1 or 2 small changes to your meals could mean the difference between standing up strong on your own and needing someone to help you up. And hey, if you're watching this not for yourself but for someone you love, someone who might not say it out loud but is struggling, you're in the right place. You're doing the right thing. Because knowing what to look out for could change their life. So let's do this together. Let's not wait until the fall happens. Let's get ahead of it. Let's build strength where it matters most. If you're ready to take control of your health, or help someone you love, type, "Strength starts now" in the comments. And if this matters to you even a little, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single tip here on Age Well Tips for Seniors. Because we're in this together. Let's start with something you may already have in your kitchen, or maybe you've walked past it in the grocery store 100 times, not knowing how powerful it really is. But first, let me tell you about Eleanor. Eleanor is a lively 73-year-old woman. She's funny and sharp as a tack. But lately, she's been having a tough time getting up the stairs to her apartment. One flight used to be nothing for her. Now, she's gripping the railing, breathing heavier than usual. Her knees ache more than they used to. Her daughter thinks it's arthritis. That's just how it goes, they say. But then Eleanor's doctor ran some basic tests, and what shows up is inflammation in her joints and signs of muscle loss. Not anything dramatic yet, but enough that her doctor raises a quiet alarm. And he told her, "You need to start eating foods that fight inflammation and help rebuild strength." So what does Eleanor add to her diet? Salmon. Now I know what you might be thinking. Fish? Really? Yes, really. Because salmon is what I call a quiet warrior. It's packed with omega-3 fatty acids, and those little nutrients work like a cleanup crew for your body. They calm down inflammation, especially in joints. They help rebuild worn-down tissues. And they support muscle recovery, especially in aging bodies. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people don't know this, but your muscles can't heal if they're constantly inflamed. You might be doing everything right, walking, stretching, staying active, but if your diet is missing omega-3s, your legs can still feel heavy, stiff, and weak. Now here's the trap a lot of people fall into. They assume joint pain is just part of getting older, something you've got to live with. But that's not always true. Yes, age plays a role. But chronic inflammation is what makes that pain worse, and what makes healing harder. And if you ignore it, that pain becomes stiff. That stiffness becomes weakness. And then, you fall. But you don't need to overhaul your entire life to fix this. Here's what I tell my friends. Start with 2 or 3 servings of salmon a week. You can grill it, bake it, or can it, whatever works for you. Wild caught is best, but don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Even canned pink salmon in olive oil can make a difference. Now, don't get me wrong, salmon isn't a magic fix all by itself. But it's one of the best first steps you can take. And while salmon's working hard behind the scenes, there's another food that is often ignored, that is just as powerful for stability and blood flow. Let's talk about spinach. Now I know spinach might not be the most exciting thing to see on your plate. Maybe you've spent your whole life pushing greens to the side, telling yourself, "I've made it this far without them." But let me tell you about Jack and how spinach saved his life. Jack is a 76-year-old retired electrician. He was never a fan of vegetables. He said spinach tasted like wet paper towels. But he started feeling like his legs felt like sandbags, especially after sitting for too long. Getting up from the recliner to the fridge felt like a chore. One day, during a routine check-in with his physical therapist, the therapist said something to Jack. "Your muscles aren't tired. They're starved. They need better blood flow." That got Jack's attention. Turns out, spinach, that boring little leaf we all overlook, might be one of the most powerful foods for circulation. You see, spinach is packed with natural nitrates. Not the bad kind from processed meats. I'm talking about the kind that your body uses to expand blood vessels and increase the flow of oxygen-rich blood to your muscles, especially your legs. Think about that for a second. Your legs need blood to carry oxygen. That oxygen feeds your muscles. And without enough of it, your legs feel sluggish. Not because they're weak, but because they're underfueled. Spinach also contains magnesium, a mineral that's quietly doing dozens of things behind the scenes, helping your muscles contract, helping your nerves fire properly, and keeping your blood pressure in check. Yet it's one of the most common deficiencies in older adults. Now here's the problem. Most seniors think, I just need more calcium for my bones. And yes, calcium is important, but it's only part of the story. What your muscles need just as much, if not more, is magnesium. Without it, they cramp. They are fatigued. And they struggle. Now I get it. Not everyone loves leafy greens. So here's the trick. Sneak it in. Add spinach to your morning omelet. Toss a handful into a fruit smoothie, you won't even taste it. Use it as a base for soups or stir it into pasta right before serving. And remember, these little changes add up. Jack didn't become Popeye overnight, but 2 weeks after adding spinach to his routine, he told me he walked the long hallway to his mailbox without needing to lean on the wall. But spinach isn't the only secret weapon in the pantry. Let me ask you this. What if I told you a snack food could quietly be building up your bone strength without you even realizing it? Let's talk about Greek yogurt. Before we talk about Greek yogurt, let me tell you about Doris. An 81-year-old woman with quiet strength, the kind of woman who never asked for help a day in her life. But lately she's been wobbling when she walks. Her daughter noticed it when they went to the grocery store. Her doctor ran the usual tests. There were no major red flags. But one thing stood out, she was low on protein. And not just by a little. Turns out, she was eating less without even realizing it, fewer full meals, smaller portions, and skipping breakfast. But here's what most people miss. As we age, our bodies need more protein, not less. And one of the easiest, most powerful ways to get it is by eating Greek yogurt. Now don't confuse it with regular yogurt. Greek yogurt is strained, which means it has twice the protein. And not just any protein, but casein, which digests slowly and feeds your muscles for hours. You see, protein isn't just for athletes or bodybuilders. It's for you, for anyone who wants to walk strong, stay balanced, and keep from falling. When your body doesn't get enough protein, it starts breaking down muscle to get what it needs. That leads to weakness, especially in the legs and hips. You might feel okay standing still, but the moment you move, that's when things feel shaky. And that's what was happening to Doris. She wasn't eating badly, but she was not eating enough of the right things. Now here's the trap. We're often told milk is enough for bones. And while calcium is there, milk alone doesn't give you the full health benefits. Greek yogurt gives you both. Calcium for your bones, protein for your muscles. That's a 1-2 punch for leg strength. So what did Doris do? She started small. A few spoonfuls of Greek yogurt in the morning with berries. Sometimes a drizzle of honey. Other days, she'd blend it into a smoothie with banana and oats. Within 2 weeks, she told me something I'll never forget. I don't feel hollow anymore. My legs feel like mine again. That's the power of protein. That's the power of choosing food that works with your body, not against it. And here's the good news. You don't need to eat a mountain of yogurt. One small bowl in the morning, or even as a snack after a short walk, can make a real difference. If you're struggling with leg strength or balance, or watching someone you love go through it, don't overlook something this simple. But here's the thing. Protein alone isn't enough. Your muscles are like plants, they don't just need nutrients. They need water to stay flexible, energized, and strong. And believe it or not, one of the most refreshing ways to get that hydration and restore your body's balance is through a fruit that's often taken for granted. Let's talk about watermelon. Now picture this. It's a warm summer afternoon. The kind where everything feels just a little slower. 79-year-old Harold is sitting out on his porch, something he's done for decades. But lately he's been feeling off, dizzy and sluggish. His legs felt like they were carrying bricks. Just walking from his chair to the mailbox took more effort than it should. At first Harold thought it's just the heat. But then he noticed, his legs were cramping more often. A quick visit to his doctor uncovered the culprit. He had low potassium levels and dehydration. Something so simple yet so powerful. And what helped turn things around for him was watermelon. Yes, watermelon. We think of watermelon as just a sweet summer treat. But the truth is, it's a hydrating powerhouse, packed with water, potassium, and antioxidants that your muscles desperately need. Let me explain. As we age, our sensation of thirst starts to fade. You may not feel thirsty even when your body is crying out for fluids. So what happens? You drink less, especially to avoid bathroom trips. Especially at night. But without enough hydration, your muscles cramp. Your joints stiffen. Your energy dips. And it shows up in your legs first. Now here's the science of it. Watermelon is nearly 92% water. But unlike plain water, it also contains electrolytes like potassium, which help your muscles contract smoothly and your heart beat properly. It's also rich in L-citrulline, an amino acid that improves blood flow and reduces muscle soreness. And get this, just 1 cup of diced watermelon has more potassium than a small banana. Yet here's the misconception. Many seniors think, I'll just cut back on fluids so I don't have to run to the bathroom as much. And while that might sound practical, it can quietly lead to a host of problems, especially in the legs. So what can you do? Start with small hydrating snacks throughout the day. Keep slices of watermelon in the fridge. Add them to your breakfast, your lunch plate, or just grab a cube as you walk by the kitchen. If watermelon's not in season, try cantaloupe, cucumbers, or a glass of coconut water with no added sugar. The key is to stay ahead of dehydration, not wait for your body to signal that something's wrong. Harold made this change, just a bowl of fresh watermelon with breakfast and again with lunch. 2 weeks later he told me, I don't get those heavy leg days anymore. I feel lighter too. And that's what we're aiming for here. Not a miracle, just a steady return to strength and balance. But we're not done yet. Hydration matters. But so does what you snack on between meals, and this next food might surprise you. It's crunchy, it's tiny, and it could be the difference between another painful leg cramp and a calm, restful night. Let's talk about pumpkin seeds. Joan, a 75-year-old sharp-witted woman who always had a sweet tooth and loved her evening routine. A little TV, a little tea, and a handful of her favorite trail mix. But for months, leg cramps had been disrupting her nights. The kind that jerks you awake at 2 a.m. and makes you sit up in bed gasping, rubbing at your calf like it's locked in a vice. She tried stretching. She tried banana smoothies. She even cut down on salt, thinking that might help. But nothing seemed to work, until she looked a little closer at what was inside her trail mix. Turns out, that small handful of roasted pumpkin seeds she always tossed in without thinking were the real game changer. Now here's what most people don't realize. Seeds are nature's most compact source of minerals. And pumpkin seeds in particular are loaded with magnesium and zinc, 2 of the most essential nutrients for muscle function and overall strength, especially as we age. Let's talk about magnesium first. Magnesium is what your muscles use to relax. That's what causes those awful nighttime cramps and stiffness when you stand up in the morning. Zinc, on the other hand, works quietly to support tissue repair and reduce inflammation. It also helps with nerve function. Together they're like a behind-the-scenes team, keeping your body's systems calm, responsive, and working in harmony. But here's the thing, most people overlook seeds. They're not flashy. They're not marketed as superfoods in fancy packaging. But they're mineral-rich powerhouses, and they do more for your muscles than most supplements lining the pharmacy shelves. Joan didn't change much. She didn't start drinking green juice or buying expensive health food. She just started being intentional. Every day she'd add a small handful of pumpkin seeds, unsalted, roasted, straight from a jar, to her lunch, her yogurt, or just as an afternoon snack. A few weeks in, she noticed that the cramps were gone. So here's my advice to you, don't underestimate what a tiny seed can do. Buy a bag of pepitas, that's another name for shelled pumpkin seeds, and keep them in plain sight. Sprinkle them on a salad. Toss them into oatmeal. Or just eat them as they are. And while we're talking about quiet helpers, there's one system we don't think about nearly enough when it comes to leg health: your gut. I know it sounds unrelated. But what if I told you that your ability to walk, move, and stay strong is deeply tied to the health of your gut? Now let's talk about something you might not expect to be connected to leg strength: your gut. 82-year-old Leonard is a lifelong mechanic. He was built like a rock in his younger years. But recently something changed. After a round of antibiotics for a chest infection, he started feeling off. He was eating okay, getting rest, but his body just didn't feel the same. His legs felt heavier, his energy dropped, and even his balance seemed a little shaky. It wasn't anything dramatic, just a slow decline that he couldn't explain. Then his doctor asked him a simple question. How's your gut? That's when Leonard was introduced to something that would quietly make a big difference. Kefir. Now if you've never heard of it, kefir is a fermented milk drink, kind of like drinkable yogurt but far more powerful. And here's why it matters. Your gut is where nutrients get absorbed. You can eat all the right foods, calcium for bones, vitamin D for strength, magnesium, protein, but if your gut can't absorb it, it might as well not be there at all. That's where kefir steps in. Unlike regular yogurt, which might have a handful of probiotic strains, kefir can have up to 30 different strains of healthy bacteria and yeast. These little warriors go to work restoring balance in your gut, helping your body digest food better, absorb nutrients more efficiently, and even reduce inflammation throughout the body. And when you're older and maybe you've taken antibiotics or had digestive issues, or just haven't been eating regularly, your gut bacteria take a hit. But here's the misconception. People think, well, I already eat yogurt, that should be enough. But yogurt and kefir aren't the same. Kefir is more potent, more diverse, and often easier to digest, especially for folks who are lactose sensitive. Leonard started small. Just a small glass of plain kefir before bed, or sometimes with breakfast. After a few weeks he started feeling steadier. His digestion improved. And slowly his energy returned. His legs didn't feel as heavy. His balance was more stable. So if you're eating right but still feel weak or tired, don't just look at what's on your plate. Look at how your body is handling it. Try kefir. You'll find it in the dairy aisle. Look for plain, unsweetened varieties. Sip it chilled, pour it over oats, or blend it into a smoothie. It's a small step with a big impact. And now we've come to the final food on our list. It's bright. It's beautiful. And it's been used by athletes and seniors alike for centuries to boost stamina, circulation, and energy. Let's talk about beets. 78-year-old Mama Clara always had a spring in her step, even danced in her church group every Thursday. But lately that spring was fading. Her legs felt slower in the mornings. Her daily walks became shorter, with more stops to catch her breath. Clara didn't want to sit around waiting for it to get worse. So she tried something she never thought she'd enjoy, juicing beets. But within a couple of weeks, she noticed something subtle but powerful. Her walks were getting easier. Her legs didn't feel as sluggish. She wasn't stopping as often. She felt lighter. So what's going on here? Beets are one of the best natural boosters for circulation. They're rich in nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes and widens blood vessels, making it easier for oxygen-rich blood to flow, especially to your legs and brain. Think of it this way, your muscles are engines and oxygen is the fuel. If blood can't reach them fast enough, you feel tired, unstable, out of breath. But when circulation improves, everything feels smoother, your steps, your posture, your focus. Now here's the part most people get wrong. They assume beets are only for athletes. You see commercials for beet powder in sports stores, or hear about marathon runners drinking beet juice before races. But the truth is, seniors can benefit from improved circulation even more. Why? Because as we age, blood flow naturally slows. Arteries stiffen. Oxygen delivery drops. But with something as simple as a beet, you can gently nudge your system back into rhythm. So how do you add them to your day? You can roast them. Just slice, drizzle with olive oil, and pop them in the oven. They come out sweet and tender. You can grate them raw over salads. Or you can do what Clara did, blend them into a smoothie with berries and a splash of orange juice. Some even buy pure beet juice from the store, just watch out for added sugars. Start small. Half a beet a day can be enough to notice a difference. Because again, it's not about doing everything overnight. It's about small steps that bring back control. That brings back confidence. That brings back strength. And now that we've walked through all 7 of these powerful foods, one thing becomes clear. They may seem simple, even ordinary. But together, they hold the potential to protect your independence, improve your balance, and help you or your loved one move through life with less fear, more strength, and greater peace of mind. Because this isn't just about food. It's about living fully in every step you take. And now, let's talk about why this really matters, deep down. Let's talk about the emotional impact these changes can have. Not just on the body but on the heart. Let's take a moment and gently walk back through everything we've covered. Because sometimes, the most powerful changes come from the simplest reminders. Salmon, for muscle and joint support, thanks to its anti-inflammatory omega-3s. Spinach, for circulation and magnesium, helping tired legs feel more energized and supported. Greek yogurt, for calcium and protein, keeping bones strong and muscles nourished. Watermelon, for hydration and potassium, preventing the kind of cramps and weakness that steal your stability. Pumpkin seeds, for minerals like magnesium and zinc that work behind the scenes to protect your legs from nighttime pain. Kefir, for gut absorption, making sure the nutrients you eat actually reach the parts of your body that need them. And beets, the quiet circulation heroes helping oxygen reach your legs so you feel lighter and steadier. These 7 foods are not just items on a grocery list. They're tools. Tools to help you, or someone you love, hold on to independence one step at a time. But eating well is just one part of the journey. Because behind every tired leg, every shaky step, every "I'm fine" whisper to avoid worrying others, there's an emotional weight we don't always talk about. Watching someone you love grow weaker. Watching them struggle to get out of a chair, hesitate at the top of stairs, or give up activities they used to love, can feel like time is slipping through your fingers. And if that someone is you, if you've started to notice these changes in yourself, can feel frustrating, even frightening. You may ask, why is this happening? What's wrong with me? Am I just getting old? But let me reframe that for you. Aging isn't a sentence, it's a transition. And weakness isn't failure, it's a signal. Your body is talking to you. And now you have the knowledge to listen. The truth is, decline doesn't have to be inevitable. With small, proactive changes we can slow it down. Sometimes we can even reverse it. You don't need a full lifestyle overhaul. You don't need perfection. You just need one small shift at a time. So here's a simple challenge. Go to your kitchen today. Look in your fridge. Look in your pantry. How many of these 7 foods are already there? And if even one is missing, ask yourself, could this one simple thing help my legs feel steadier tomorrow? Could it help someone I love feel stronger next week? Because it's not about diets or trends. It's about reclaiming what matters most: mobility, confidence, and the quiet joy of moving through life without fear. Even if things feel hard right now, even if you're worried you've waited too long, you're not alone. You're never too old to strengthen your steps. You're never too late to begin again. Awareness, small steps. Well, that's what makes the biggest difference. That's what builds resilience. And if you found value in this video, if something here gave you hope or clarity or a next step, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because every week, Age Well Tips for Seniors shares science-backed, heart-centered advice to help you age with grace, strength, and dignity. This isn't just a channel. It's a community, a place for people who care. About their bodies. About their families. About their future. So thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for caring enough to learn, to reflect, and to act. Whether you're here for yourself or someone you love, just know, you're doing something that matters. Stay strong. Stay informed. And always age well.